Hello Internet, it is week 5 of the MBL and so I'm here again with Cybertron. Hello Aaron.
Hello, hello.
And we're looking at a pretty unfortunate 1-3 standing right now.
Unfortunate is a good way to describe it. I think last week was definitely a big wake-up call. Obviously, we already won 2, and our heads just really weren't in the game last week. I think that was easily one of the worst games we've ever played. I feel like both of us were kind of just out of it, and we didn't prepare for a strategy, and we just didn't see it coming, and then we didn't adapt very well during the game as well, and our lack of knowledge on a couple of things specifically really hindered us as well. So we're hoping to at least give a better fight. It's okay losing, but losing the way we did last week was, I think, definitely a little bit embarrassing. So we're looking to come back from that.
Yeah, so we'll unless we play them in the top court, if we both make it, then we'll just forget about Hooper until next year now and carry on. But yeah, my car is fixed by the way, and I'm all good driving it again. So can try and focus on this a bit more now. But we're playing against Joey and MV team Not Gold, who are actually the only undefeated team in the MBL right now. They are, well, they must be 4-0, aren't they, after 4 weeks? So
yes.
Yeah, they just beat Team Jamie last week in a pretty close game, pretty interesting game. So, I mean, maybe looking at it from an objective point of view, they're the favourites. But, I mean, obviously, we're good players, and we've got purpose now. We want to win this game. So let's look at the teams. Let's see if we can formulate a plan that will help us win. So here we go. So, okay, I mean, my initial thoughts... Well, actually, my initial thoughts this time was looking at their team. I've picked out 6 of their Pokemon that I think they're going to bring against us. I'm not sure if you'll agree here, but I think they're going to go with Tapu Fini, Snorlax, Mew, Raikou, Talonflame, and Steelix, I think.
I think it's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's hard to argue against us, honestly. Scrafty was the one I was thinking about, mainly because it could pressure the Metagross a little bit more, as well as the Drifblim. But yeah, 5 of those 6 definitely, if not all 6. They do seem to be pretty clear-cut. I don't see much reason for any of the bottom tier, especially given their fire weaknesses.
Yeah, I mean, Serena they might use if they really want to stop our fake out and maybe Trick Room with the Mew or something, or I'm not sure. I mean, I don't really see them bringing that. They do seem to like the Aridos at the moment. I mean, for the whole Toxic Spites thing seems to be getting VGC players. But, I mean, we have got Volcarona, we have got Lele. I don't know, I'm not sure if they would want to bring it this time, because we have got Nidoqueen, which can suck off those Toxic Spikes, and Metagross, which isn't affected either, so maybe they're not too happy on that. Glalie, I mean, no, they're not going to bring that. And, yeah, it really is just... I mean, Scrafty is to the potential, because looking at the team last week, the Guzzlord was very good against us, minus the Tapu Lele. So if we take out Tapu Lele, from our team now, then I suppose the Scrafty does look pretty nasty against us still. So maybe we have picked a team that is a little bit weak to dark types here. And I don't know. I suppose they haven't got any Intimidates on their team, have they? So I don't know. I was kind of thinking about Hitmonlee, but I'm not really convinced by it. But yeah, I suppose we'll just build bearing these 7 in mind.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about leads. And I was thinking about maybe going with Tapu Lele and Volcarona as our lead. Just our first 2 picks straight away. Because maybe a combination of Z moves on both of these Pokemon could maybe put on a lot of pressure straight away. I was thinking maybe the Bug Z move on Volcarona so that we really don't have to worry about Mew. I was thinking maybe the Fighting Z move on Lele so that we can one-shot Steelix and maybe Scrafty and do a lot of damage to I suppose I've got Moonblast anyway for Scrafty and do a lot of damage to the Snorlax as well. But I was also thinking if we could go with something like Z Energy Ball or Z Thunderbolt on Lele so that we could get a cheeky snipe on the Finny, because I'm not sure we need to go any we don't need any Scarfs or anything this time. So I was just thinking if we could lead double Z moves and try and get some stuff going straight away.
Yeah, that's it's not a bad idea. I think the one thing that scares me a little bit is if they let Talonflame Fini specifically, or just Talonflame with something in the back, and switch into Fini turn 1 and then threaten with the Brave Bird onto either of us.
Yeah, I agree. That is the one worry. So I think we definitely want Raichu in the back.
Yes.
And I was thinking Nidoqueen does look pretty good here as well. Because aside from like water attacks from Finny and psychic attacks from Mew, like Nidoqueen looks really good. I mean, obviously it's not going to want to take a stomping tantrum from Steelix, but it is faster. So I mean, I'm pretty happy with Nidoqueen. And the other two I wasn't too sure about, because I was thinking like maybe Fungus could be good in case they do get the Trick Room off. And I know they have got the Finny, but like if they train Belly Drum, we can have Foul Play on the Fungus or Clear Smog on it as well if they try and Curse or Stockpile. It's just like a safety net, I suppose. But this Talonflame does look very, very scary. I was also thinking that they might not even use Gale Wings, because we have got the, like, I know they've got the Finny and they can, you know, they've got some kind of degree of control over the terrain as well, but Talonflame is faster than all of our Pokemon, and they don't necessarily have to have Gale Wings. They could just, you know, catch us off guard with a Flame Body, you know, Brave Bird, and still knock out a Volcarona, for example. So a few things that we do need to watch out for.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think that's something we have to be super careful about. Just original assessment. I think a couple of things here make it a little bit tricky. I think the bulk of Snorlax and Feeny will make it kind of difficult to deal with, especially if they have ways to heal back. So, you know, if we're committing Z moves, we do have to be able to use them at times where we can guarantee a knockout or guarantee that they won't be healing back everything immediately. But initially I thought, yeah, Lele and Volcarona could be pretty solid as well. The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking, do they want to lead Talonflame? Because Talonflame does seem like a pretty good lead option for their end.
Yes.
And if so, maybe we want to pivot and actually think of looking at Raichu as a lead.
Well, potentially, but if we, I mean, I was thinking if they did lead Talonflame, we could maybe protect the Volcarona, bring the lane for Raichu, and try and wiggle things around like that. I don't think they've led with Talonflame yet, but obviously they have the option to.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. Like if you're them looking at our team, do you have to have something for Lele and Drifblim? I'm not sure you lead with Finny, because we don't have to have much speed on our Lele this week. I don't think. Like, as long as we're faster than like max speed Ariados, I think like that's all the speed we need on Lele this time. So I think they'll want the Finny as a switch in as opposed to a lead. So they could still lead with Talonflame, and Talonflame plus something to, yeah, you see what I'm saying, get the Finny switch in.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we don't really, like, this Talonflame is going to get an attack off whatever. Like, it's faster than everything. Like, we can't outspeed it. And, like, unless we fake out an attack into a turn one, then, like, it's going to get an attack off. So we need to have some kind of plan for it.
Yeah. I wonder, Sharpedo gets Aqua Jet, right?
Yeah, it does, actually. But it will be able to Brave Bird us first, because it's the same priority and it is faster.
I just wonder how much a Brave Bird would do to Sharpedo. I'm just going to do that calc real quick.
Yeah, on the Mega Sharpedo. Mega Sharpedo has got some bulk to it.
Yeah.
And if it isn't Gale Wings, then the Aqua Jet will go first. So I wonder how much an Aqua Jet would actually do as well. So it looks like Aqua Jet does... Oh, this is level 50. So Aqua Jet does about 70 to 80%.
Brave Bird, if they Life Orb, or definitely if they banned it, most likely will get the knockout.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they've used their Z Flying on Talonflame every week.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like, I think literally every week they've had Z Flying.
That makes sense, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good move, because it means that you've still got a priority the next turn.
Right. Yeah, the Talonflame makes it a lot scarier. So, like, Raichu is definitely a necessity in this. I think I can't see us not bringing Raichu, Volk, and Lele. Those just seem too important in this matchup.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think which ones of the next row that we might be interested in.
I mean, if we're really that desperate for, like, a Talonflame counter, we could always have Ockerberry Metagross with, like, Rock Slide.
It's not the worst idea, honestly.
I mean,
that would
I think
and get the knockout. I'm thinking more about it. And
yes,
like what item?
The VGC context, yeah, Ockerberry, Rock Slide, Metagross, not the worst idea. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what does Metagross do in this? battle. I haven't been convinced on it just looking at it just yet, but it probably is one of the better options that we've got out of the other 6 there.
Yeah, I mean, if we throw a fighting Z move, for example, we could snipe the Snorlax and the Scrafty, potentially do a lot to that Raikou. And then if we have like Zen Headbutt and Iron Head, that's just pretty solid coverage and doing around like 40 to 50% at least to pretty much everything on their team.
I'm just going to calculate Zed Hammer Arm into Snorlax. So,
I think it comes down to how bulky they are, because I remember that was a calc people did back in 2017.
I mean, it's looking good. I mean, the stock Snorlax on the calculator gets knocked out by Adamant 252 Zed Hammer Arm like all the time, 104 to 123%.
Yeah, and it obliterates Scrafty as well.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that would be nice, and even if we don't, like even without the Z move, Hammer Arm's still doing a ridiculous amount to these guys.
Yeah, it is, and it's still probably without speed the Snorlax as well after
exactly.
1 or 2 Hammer Arms as well.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking the Z move on Metagross, mainly because it is slightly bulkier, and it's not in threat of getting one-shot by anything other than probably Talonflame.
Do you think we could lead Metagross and Lele? Not Lele, Metagross and Volcarona.
Metagross and Volk. That doesn't seem like the worst to me, honestly, if we have the Raichu on the Volk side.
Yeah. Because then we've got options to switch Lele in later and have our terrain.
Right. Yeah, I'm not completely opposed to that.
So let's think of combination. Like if we go with Zed anything on Metagross and Zed anything on Volcarona, what could they be to help us? Whoops, where's my thing gone? Help us beat any combination of these. Because like Zed fighting on Metagross gets that, and gets that. So then there's these 4 Pokemon left, if I can juggle with them. Like Zed Bug, which is what I'm thinking on Volcarona, probably would get Raikou, and would definitely get Mew. So it's these 2 again, the Bird, Talonflame, and Finny that are the potential issues for us. But then, if they did lead that, like, that's an easy switch for Raichu, surely. I mean, maybe not an easy switch, because it's not going to enjoy taking, like, a Zed Flying or a Muddy Water, but...
Right. I feel like it's pretty likely they lead with one of Talonflame, Finny, and
maybe.
Snorlax.
I just think that, like, every time we've played them, we have led with Raichu, so...
Yeah, that's true, going back in previous years.
Yeah. Hey, at least they don't have their own Raichu to do the
Right.
There's
go
a
for the
salt
speed
from
type
the
turn
first
1 and win.
Yeah.
Well, what's the downside of us leading something like Raichu Metagross?
Raichu Metagross. Okay, so Metagross gets these 3. Raichu. Okay. I was thinking like because I was saying before we started recording, they have traded their Mega Slowbro for Raikou for us this week. Raikou, maybe not the best thing because we have got Lightning Rod, but they could go with that special sparkly one, the shiny one. That's the one with Aura Sphere, and like have Zed all out pummeling potentially, which would probably get our Raichu.
That would be interesting.
And we'll do a decent chunk to...
I'm curious how much a Stomping Tantrum does, so we're just going to quickly look at that.
But Raichu, yeah, okay. I suppose if we did lead with Raichu and Metagross, we wouldn't have a way to just one-shot Mew straight off, and that is their only Trick Room user.
Right.
So I think I would feel comfortable, or more comfortable, if we had a way to just eliminate Mew straight away. And if they switch Mew into a Talonflame, or, well, Finny's not going to appreciate it, but if they switch Talonflame into any attack, then it's not going to have its Gale Wings anymore, if they even have Gale Wings.
Right. Yeah, I think, honestly, on their end here, they probably don't run Gale Wings, because they're already faster than us anyway.
Yeah.
So we should play assuming they don't have it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, it's just once we eliminate the Talonflame, the main thing I'm worried about is that Talonflame can one-shot, like, most of our guys. but trading 1-for-1 with it is okay, depending on what is next to the Talonflame.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see why you're pushing for the Volk. But let's see if they lead something like Mew and Talonflame, for example.
Yeah, that would be an issue. Like we would have to. Yeah, because I mean, assuming that it is not Gale Wings, then we don't really have any way to stop the Brave Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, I don't know, like we protect the Talonflame and protect the Volcarona and Rock Slide with our Metagross.
Right.
Like I'm assuming that a Rock Slide one-shots it as well, which it might not. I mean, I think it does, but
it's just, I mean, surely we don't survive a Flare Blitz, right?
I'm pretty sure it could be EV'd. Yeah, if they're not Life Orb, then we will survive even with like almost no investment. If they're Life Orbs, then we would need a decent amount of investment to survive. But I suppose at that point, we're thinking, do we want the Z move or do we want Okaberry for that situation?
Yeah, that's also a good question.
But I mean, the Z move does give us so much pressure against the Scrafty and the Snorlax. In fact, Z Hammer probably doesn't one-shot Steelix, thinking about it.
We could, yeah, I mean, if... I'm just quickly calculating it on Snorlax, but Z fighting from Lele probably is also fine.
Yeah, I mean, Z...
Well, it does less.
Yeah, Z Focus Blast probably won't get the Snorlax, but it will definitely get the Steelix.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's the other option of something like a Z Energy Ball to get the Finny, but then Energy Ball is useless otherwise. It's like maybe Z Thunderbolt on Lele, just being conscious of her own Raichu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like we should be using the Z boost for the bigger threats, and Finny's kind of annoying, but at least damage-wise, it's not doing too much. Like, and we can check it. I'm a little bit more worried about Snorlax, Talonflame, and Steelix.
Yeah.
Steelix could be kind of a pain. Does Nidoqueen one-shot it?
I'm gonna assume so, but I'll look it up.
I'm curious. Let's see.
This is the sound of the sound. I don't know if you can hear this on the record. The sound of keyboards, like from both of us.
Yeah, it does obliterate it.
Yeah, with a Life Orb, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Nidoqueen's quite good here. It just needs to avoid Talonflame, getting Brave Birded immediately by Talonflame. Although I'm curious. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm doing the calculation as well. Yeah, Z Brave Bird, even if they're adamant, does maximum 86%. That's a full HP Nidoqueen.
Oh, okay. Am I looking at this right? You're saying with the Z move?
Yeah. Are you calculating Z and Life Orb?
It had Life Orb, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah, no investment at all. Adamant Supersonic Sky Strike does a maximum of 103%. So yeah, we will survive that.
Yeah. Okay. Nidoqueen, I think, is going to be pretty essential to us.
Yeah, definitely.
Just have to worry about the Mew. If it can avoid taking a Psychic, then really puts on a lot of pressure against them.
Yeah, that's the thing. So like Volcarona is potentially going to be important. Like without Volcarona, actually, how do we hit that Mew other than Sharpedo in the back?
That's pretty much it, I think, unless we wanted to run like Drifblim. But Drifblim in this one seems kind of questionable.
Yeah, I'm not sure Drifblim actually really does anything here.
Unless we wanted to be cheeky and run something like Minimize or Calm Mind or something.
Yeah,
like
I mean, actually, that's an idea. I mean, is there one Pokemon on our team that just generally does very well against them? Can we try and Minimize and Baton Pass it to something?
Right.
Like, pass it to Nidoqueen?
That would probably be the best partner, yeah.
Because they're not going to have, like, Haze on their Finny, are they? Because they're, like, setting up with their Snorlax.
Yeah, not a chance.
So, I mean, so we've gone from the straightforward ideas of, okay, thinking of leads that can do well against potential leads, and now we're into the territory of, okay, let's see if we can start minimizing and doing some shenanigans like this. I'm not sure. Just because a Z Brave Bird probably does knock out Drifblim. I mean, with some investment, I'm sure it can survive, but like a Z Brave Bird and a Brave Bird it probably won't survive, and then we just won't be able to pass it off.
Right, unless we minimize turn 1 and then it misses the.
Yeah.
But that's such a terrible strategy to bank off of.
Yeah, I mean,
unless we go Lele plus. I guess Lele would need either terrain or a life orb to knock out the Talonflame.
Or lead with Focus / Fungus, and then we sort of guarantee a minimize.
But then we wouldn't have the speed boost, right? So then.
Ah, that's true. Yeah. Then we put the Misty Seed on Drifloon instead.
Right. That would be cheeky. I'm not really entirely sure with what they would want to lead with. I think you have to have something to beat, or at least counter Drifloon Lele pretty hard. So I can really see a combination like Feeny, Talonflame, and Mew.
Yeah.
I feel like Talonflame here is a pretty good lead option on their end.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Which is why I'm more inclined towards the Raichu.
Okay. Even though we have led Raichu against them every single time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that dissuades me anymore. It just feels like it's a little bit better of an option than Volcarona.
I mean, Zed Focus Blast on Raichu might get the Scrafty. Maybe not. Actually, I think the Jamies used Zed Focus Blast on their Raichu last week.
Oh, interesting.
I think. I'm not sure. They might have done.
Yeah, I really I should have fully watched that game.
I watched it. I just forget things. I'm getting old.
Yeah. Okay, so in terms of what we have right now.
So the minimize idea is out the window then?
I don't think completely, but I feel like if they do lead Talonflame Feeny, let's say we lead Lele and Drifloon. It's not the worst, I guess. But
I mean, we could have a really slow Lele so that we do get our terrain.
Yeah, which would honestly make a lot of sense.
Like Quiet Nature or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Can Lele survive a Z-move from Talonflame? Wondering.
With investment, I'm gonna say yes. I'll look it up.
Yeah, me too. I'm curious.
So Drifloon. Yeah, it easily takes it with some investment.
All right, that's good.
I suppose then we would see turn 1 if they are Gale Wings or not as well.
Right.
If they just kind of attack us straight away. Although, actually, maybe not, because... What am I saying? Because Drifloon's in the air, isn't it? So, it would be able to hit us anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if it's the most consistent option.
We could have Protect on Drifloon and Thunderbolt on Lele.
Right, I was thinking that too. That would be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, we are in the territory of pretty wacky strategies now.
Yeah. With Talonflame, it's just feels like such a guessing game with turn 1.
Yeah.
And if they attack into a Protect and we get something off, it's just getting knocked out. So it's really trying to make the most out of that.
Yeah.
Thinking of Hitmonlee can do us any good, or even the Mega Glalie, but I don't think Glalie we've definitely I just don't see us bringing into the matchup. Although Ice is kind of nice, Ice neutral.
Yeah, I mean, Glalie was one of the better ones I thought, but wasn't sure if we really wanted to take it.
Right.
Just because it does hit, Talonflame neutral. It hits pretty much everything neutral.
Right.
For good damage as well. In fact, I'm going to look at Double Edge on Mew. Because Double Edge is surprisingly powerful. Double Edge. Okay, it doesn't do as much as I was hoping. It does 252 HP Mew. Adamant Double Edge does 60 to 70%. Is there anything cheeky that we can do, I mentioned sort of ages ago, with a feint, Focus / Feint and Explosion?
Who would be? It'd be Hitmonlee feinting.
Either Hitmonlee or Raichu with a sash and feint, so that we feint something and explode just to guarantee some kind of knockout.
I'm not completely opposed to that, honestly. That might actually be decent in this one. It's just the idea of Scrafty switching in and getting an Intimidate off.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if we did, like, I'm pretty sure Hitmonlee gets Helping Hand as well as Raichu. Like, a Helping Hand explosion would one-shot Mew, definitely.
A quick question, for Talonflame Z move, like, if you use the Flying Z move powered by Brave Bird, it's just based off its normal speed, right? Like, it's not priority boosted?
If you do what?
So if Talonflame's using the Brave Bird, but like the Z move, like that's not is that boosted by Gale Wings?
Yeah, it is priority, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a priority Z move. That's why it's kind of like a big threat now.
Right. One thing I was thinking, like, if they decide not to run Gale Wings because of the threat of Lele, like scarfing Raichu just to Thunderbolt it before we get that back up.
Yeah.
But that's would require them not being Z move. But maybe that could still. Like, it's like worst case, they get one Z move off if we protect. That'd be really great. But I don't know if that's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the worry is that, like, a Flare Blitz probably just one-shots Raichu as well.
Right. Which is why I was thinking if we are Scarfed, we'll speed them.
Yeah. Yeah, Flare Blitz does definitely one-shot Raichu.
Yeah.
Does Raichu get Trick or Switcheroo?
That's a good question. I would think no, because I feel like I would have seen it at this point.
Yeah.
But maybe.
Nah,
it does not. Yeah, sadly. Does it get anything else fun?
I mean, actually, Raichu, as Jamie used against us, can have Follow Me if we don't have Fake Out on it.
Now that's interesting.
That is interesting, isn't it? We can maybe have a really bulky Raichu and redirect Brave Birds.
I actually completely forgot that was an option.
Yeah,
I actually
so did I until you just asked.
Yeah. Like, the more I think about it, the more I really like that.
But then we have to, I mean, we can sort it out. I was going to say, but then we have to find one of these Follow Me Pikachus, but I'm sure we'll get one.
Yeah.
I
think that's actually a super good idea.
It has Happy Hour, or can have Happy Hour as well.
No longer our Jirachi, but our Raichu.
Yeah.
Going for the boosts. I like the bulky Follow Me here, actually. I feel like that solves the Talonflame problem.
Potentially. What would we lead it, or well, would we lead it, and how would we pair it?
Yeah. I would think we would lead it just because it does put on Fake Out pressure as well, so they've always got to be scared of that. Thunderbolt would still... I'm curious, even if we have like no investment, how much that would do to Talonflame.
So I'm just looking it up now. The Pichu that comes with Follow Me doesn't have any other interesting moves. It just has Thunder, Shock, and Charm.
Okay.
Ability Static. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, so so it's not Lightning Rod. But so that's the trade-off then with Raikou. But I suppose, like, if we just go for a Follow Me, Thunderbolt's not going to do too much damage to us.
Yeah, and I think like they'd
be wary of it too.
Yeah.
So it means that if we did have Follow Me, we wouldn't be able to Fake Out, and we wouldn't have Lightning Rod. So those are the downsides.
Right, but I think it honestly is still worth it. But yeah, I'm just thinking the same thing you were wondering. Like, what do we lead with then? Thinking Raichu Sharpedo now.
Okay, Raichu Sharpedo. Why Sharpedo and not Volcarona?
I think Volk works there too. Actually, both are fine.
Yeah.
But Sharpedo puts on a little bit more pressure against the Talonflame, whereas Volk, like, we might not be able to necessarily knock out the Talonflame immediately.
That's true. So if we did go with Raichu and Sharpedo, and they led, let's say, Mew Talonflame, would we go for Follow Me and Liquidation into Talonflame?
I think so, yeah. It's better to prioritize knocking out Talonflame, I think.
Because, I mean, they could get cheeky. I mean, because, like, in that position, they are thinking, okay, they are definitely protecting the Sharpedo. So they double into the Raichu instead. So they will go for a Flare Blitz and... well, actually, the Mew can Fake Out, can't it? So maybe the Mew... Mew wouldn't fake out Raichu, would it? Because Raichu's got the faster fake out, in theory.
Unless they really made the call. I feel like last time we played them, we're like, surely they don't risk a speed tie.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this position, I feel like that would just... I would be absolutely shocked. Like, that would make no sense.
Yeah, that's a thought, actually. Because I wonder if the Raichu comes in, the one with Follow Me, I wonder if it comes in like a Cherish Ball, because if they notice that, they'll be like, ooh, that might have Follow Me, and they know that we wouldn't have Fake Out. So we're in a position now of the team builder where we're thinking, will they identify a special ball and know that we've not got Fake Out because of that, and then therefore go for a Fake Out into our Raichu? I'm not sure.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That would be... Because we definitely didn't notice that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's something that we're typically very cognizant of to begin with. That's such like a minute detail, but if they do catch it, that's a good point.
It is, yeah. Like,
But
there's no way to distract them either when like we throw the balls out. Like, throw the ball. Oh, look over there. What's that?
If only this were actual VGC.
Yeah.
That's
Not
the
that I've
next
ever
level
done that.
strat.
I'll just make it.
I do really like the idea of the bulky Raichu though, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think Raichu plus Volk or Sharpedo. I'm trying to debate which one is better right now, but in terms of Pokemon, I do like the top 6 ones that we've identified, for now at least.
I mean, I suppose we could just double protect turn 1.
Right.
I mean, if we really do fear a Fake Out from you into our Raichu.
Yeah.
But I don't think they would do that. But we've been proved wrong before.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, okay, Raichu, Sharpedo then. It doesn't seem too bad, does it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not, like, you could totally convince me of Raichu Volk as well, because then maybe we can go for, like, a Quiver Dance Volk.
But then after 2 rounds of attacks, Raichu will just go down.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe put, like, a Bulky Berry on Raichu. Like, make it super, super tanky, so even, like, 2 double ups will survive.
Yeah, maybe.
But maybe that's ambitious.
I mean, depends what they lead the Talonflame with, I suppose. I mean, and if they do just Flare Blitz into Raichu, okay, we can maybe survive 1 and get up to 50% again with the berry, but I don't know. I suppose we probably could take like 2 attacks, but we're not going to take 2 turns of 2 attacks.
Yeah.
Just because Flare Blitz does do a lot of damage to Raichu.
Yeah, the thing with Raichu Sharpedo is it puts on a little bit more pressure against Talonflame and Mew, which I think are the bigger threats.
Yeah.
Now, Feeny comes out as the lead, which I think is kind of probable. And that's still not the worst case, right? Because like they have to be worried about a Z move from the Raichu at all points.
Yeah.
So, and then like Talonflame, like we could just redirect a Moonblast away if we were able to knock out Talonflame in return for damage onto Raichu. I think that's worth it, especially if we ran something like Endeavor on Raichu as well.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
But if we're not using Raichu in any kind of offensive way, how are we hitting the Finny?
Well, yeah, Endeavor was the main one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm curious how much a Thunderbolt, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, like without any investment, Thunderbolt, I'm going to guess is going to do like 30% or so.
I'm actually impressed. Even from non-modest Raichu with no special attack investment, does 44 to 52 against 252 Feeny.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not the worst, actually.
Still an amount, yeah.
But yeah, outside of that, we would need potentially a Z move from the Lele or the Metagross to finish it off, because I would assume it has the berry. Nidoqueen also helps out a bunch against it, though.
Yeah. Like if we went Timid with Nidoqueen and they went modest or not speed boosting nature, Nidoqueen would outspeed the Finny.
Right. Although Sludge Bomb fails to knock out if they're max HP.
Yeah. A
But
double into it though, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I do like this bulky Raichu idea, though. I think that is a really, really... I feel more comfortable after realizing that's an option. Question is just figuring out where the Z moves want to be, whether we're confident on the 6 on top, and whether But I think Fungus is like it's like what you said, where I don't want to count it out immediately, but
yeah, because like if they do get Trick Room up, like because they saw us, what happened to us in Trick Room last week, they might think, oh, let's just get Trick Room up and Snorlax or Scrafty can just run through them.
Right.
Like, and think about it, if they do get Trick Room up, Scrafty really can just run through our team.
Right.
Like it might even have like Z Iron Head on it or Z Iron Tail or whatever.
Yeah, so I don't want to count the Fungus
Yeah.
out quite. Yeah, Hitmonlee, I'm just not the biggest fan of when there's Intimidate, Feeny, Talonflame, and Mew. Glalie, like, I think it's hard to utilize well here, given that there's something that's priority and can just knock us out. There's Intimidate and there's a Steelix, and then Drifloon. Just not the biggest fan of when they've got a Feeny. And like the thing about Drifloon is like against a standard Snorlax, the VGC one, we wall, but they've run some pretty eccentric sets, and even with that, like we got to worry about a lot of things that hit us for lots of damage, like Talonflame, Raikou, and Scrafty. So
yeah, they used. I'm pretty sure they had an Assault Vest on their Snorlax last week, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, with self-destruct as well. And every other week they've had Z stockpile Snorlax, and just made it this, impossible to knock out thing.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel okay with those 6 plus Fungus. Like, I want to think a little about it a little more. Like, seeing this, we can surely deny Trick Room, but I do like the idea of leading Raichu plus something, either Volk or Sharpedo. Leaning more towards Sharpedo, though.
So I'm going to look at Sharpedo's Crunch on Mew. Like, there is Intimidate to worry about as well.
Right.
But yeah, Crunch, if we're adamant, to 252 HP Mew does a minimum of 113%. That's
nice.
Powerful.
Yeah.
So with an Intimidate, it's going to do, like 75 to 90.
But let's see, that would, if we led Raichu and Sharpedo, would they just switch Talonflame into Scrafty and Trick Room immediately?
Potentially.
I can see them, I guess, protecting Mew turn 1 and then going for Trick Room the second turn, if anything.
Like, I think they would, surely they would imagine Sharpedo, maybe not, because maybe, like, they know that I am so worried about Trick Room. Maybe they wouldn't expect to protect on Sharpedo turn 1.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, okay, so if we have Fungus in the back, great, but, like, that would save us. But there's no Hoopers this week. But, what would we sacrifice? Because, like, Metagross does look okay here. Nidoqueen looks really good. Like, I think Metagross is the one that I'm thinking maybe would drop in place of Fungus.
Yeah, I'm looking at Metagross and, like, I was thinking Lele, but that just seems too good of an answer. Like, we can't give up our best answer against Scrafty just like that.
Yeah, we need the Lele, definitely.
Yeah. So I don't think I disagree with Metagross. It's, like, overall solid, but it's not one-shotting things without the Z move, whereas the other guys are. So I don't think... I think, yeah, I would be okay with that. But I still want to think about it a little bit more. I want to sleep on it. Because I like the offensive core that we have. But once again, last week just showed... I think the thing that last week also demonstrated is that, like, Fungus, like, turns the matchup around completely, but we just lost Fungus for nothing. So we basically were playing against Trick Room without our best Trick Room answer.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, they have got the Feeny this week.
Right.
So... There is,
and we also don't want to get rid of Lele if we're playing Fungus because terrain control.
Yeah. Like, one of the really awkward things about this whole multi-battle thing is that we can't switch Pokemon from both of our sides. So, like, if there's a Fungus out, it's the other side that has to have the Lele, and that just makes it so much more awkward for us.
Right.
But, so if we didn't have the Metagross then, I mean, Metagross without a Z move doesn't necessarily do too much, to be honest. I mean, it's okay against Finny. It can, take Muddy Waters and hit back with Iron Heads and everything. So, like, that's really the only thing that I'm looking at Metagross and thinking, yeah, I'd quite like it for that.
Right.
But, I don't know, like, Sludge Bomb from Fungus, it's not going to do much, is it?
Against Feeny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'd want the Clear Smog on it as well, just for potential Snorlax setting up. But, like, with the Fungus over Metagross, we're looking even weaker to Talonflame, aren't we?
Yeah.
So
like, it would have to ensure taking care of Talonflame early on.
Yeah, like, if we led with Raichu and Sharpedo, there's no way to 100% deny Trick Room, is there? Just assuming they've got Scrafty.
Yeah. I mean, okay, like, if I'm them, I'm leading Talonflame Mew. Turn 1, I'm thinking I think their safe play would be to switch out the Talonflame into Scrafty and Protect. So if they did that, then we couldn't deny Trick Room the next turn guaranteed, because they would just fake out the... Raichu doesn't get taunt, does it?
No.
Sharpedo does, but surely you would fake out the Sharpedo.
And if we are going with this plan, then it kind of means that we Mega Evolve Sharpedo turn 1 as well, so we're not going to get any speed uses.
Right. Although, yeah, the speed only really helps, I think, against
the Raikou and the Talonflame.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, like, if we led with Raichu and Sharpedo, surely they would think we are going to switch our Raichu into Lele for the Psychic Terrain and attack with the Sharpedo. Or switch to Sharpedo, whichever side the Lele's on, switch and attack. I mean, they might not even lead with Talonflame.
Yeah, I know. I've been so scared of it, but this is once again us doing. I feel like the one time we were like not worried about one specific thing, it totally came to screw us over. I do have to run actually in like 5 or 10 minutes to get to class, but I'll have time to think about it a little bit more after today.
So for now, then we're thinking a strange, bulky, follow me Raichu.
Yes.
I think we definitely want the Lele, the Volcarona, the Nidoqueen, and we're basically deciding on which of these 3 we want as our last 2 then. Because they all look good. The Metagross and Sharpedo do look good, but the Fungus is just really our answer for any potential Trick Rooms that they might go for, which is obviously a potential too. So, and I suppose we have talked for quite a while as well. I mean, it's nice. We did have a comment on one of the team builders like a week or 2 ago. Like they were saying that our team builders are like way better than anyone else's because we actually put thought into they get to hear the process of how we build our teams. Like we actually take this like the name literally. This is our team builder. We are building the team right now. It's not just right. This is what we're using sort of thing.
Right. So, I think it's fun insight. There's not that too much of this content in general, but it's I do enjoy it. I think, and because we kind of come into this. We just do a little bit of thinking, but obviously not too much, and kind of formulate a plan. And even though we're, our record's not the best in the league right now, I am still pretty happy with all the teams we ended up with. I think we just haven't played as well, but the team feels like all the components are there. So yeah, appreciate you guys still watching these and supporting us, even though we have had a rougher start than previous seasons. And obviously we're going to do our best to bounce back from that. Yeah.
Okay. So the battle will be on Cybertron's channel tomorrow, and I suppose we will see you then. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching this, guys. Hope you have enjoyed our 43 minute ramble. But yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye for now.
See you guys.